Okay, in the last section, we added and enabled the auth components to our app. In this section, we'll test the sign up, the sign in, confirm code, and also a forgot password. First, let's add a function called home. This will be to display our home screen. We're going to pass it a props argument, and we'll just return the text home. So here, instead of displaying this text component, we are going to add the home component. So since this is a higher order component, the authenticator, it passes some props down to all its children. So home is a child of authenticator. It'll receive those props. All right, one of those props is called Auth State. So props.auth state. We're going to check to see if that value is signed in. If it is signed in, we will return this text home. Else, if we're not signed in, let's just return nothing. All right, so if props.auth state is signed in, return some text. It just says home, otherwise return nothing. And again, auth state is a prop that's passed down from the authenticator to this child component home. And this authenticator is a higher component that we imported from AWS Amplify React Native library. It has a lot of built-in components. It includes sign in, sign up. These are all built-in components in the AWS React Native library. All right. So let's save this. All right, so as you can see, the home is no longer displayed here. We're displaying the sign-in page. All right, let's go ahead and test our components. Let's go ahead and test sign up specifically. So make sure you input an email here that you have access to. When I sign up, this will send me an email with a confirmation code. Okay, let's sign up. All right, so I get a confirm sign up, which requires email and a confirmation code. So you should get an email with a confirmation code. All right, so I received an email confirmation. So I'm going to go ahead and input that. Now this is built into AWS Amplify. You can configure these messages in your console. You can also set the email and verify your own email address. So this is from your email, not this random email. You can also customize the message that's sent to your users, etc. And we'll go over that shortly. All right, so I input these two and I'm going to confirm. All right, so it redirects back to the sign in page. Now let's go ahead and sign in. All right, so now when I sign in, I'm going to get rid of this email here. It redirected me to this page where it just displays my email and a sign out button. And now we can see our home text that we displayed because now the auth state is signed in. Okay, let's sign out and see what happens. All right, so when we sign out, it redirects us back to the sign in page. Okay, let's pull up our browser. Go ahead and go to aws.amazon.com and sign into your AWS account. And when you sign in, make sure that the region up here is the same region you used when we set up our Amplify configuration. Okay, so go to Services, and then in the search, we're going to type Cognito. Okay, now we'll go to Manage User Pools, and here's my user pool that I created. And this was created for us in the previous lesson when we ran Amplify config and Amplify add auth. All right, so if I go here to my users and groups, here is the user I just created, the email address, email verified, and the phone number that I entered. Great, so this is where you can manage your users. You can also disable, delete users. Then we have our attributes. This was set up when we ran our configuration. Remember when I chose email? So that's here. You won't be able to change this once it's set up. You'll have to create a new user group if you want to change this. Now we go to policies. In the policies, you can change the strength of your password, etc. Then in the message customizations, you can set your from email address by verifying your email address. Just follow the steps in this link here. And then you can also customize the outgoing message when a user signs up, and also any invitations if you add users through the users and groups, because you can create users here and add accounts to your app manually. Okay, this wraps up this section. In the next section, we're going to start customizing components and adding better error handling. See you in the next section.